A revolutionary. Say whoa. Trap revolutionary. Got the wave of too scary. Doing this thing like Malcolm ain't by any means necessary. We ain't got it by no one seen hand. We got the master plan. Get the movement going on. Right here where we stand, man. We bucking and stumping, fist pumping. Even though they tried to set us up for failure and kill us, we keep on coming. That's why somebody gotta step up and say something about the bullshit. Because if not, the blind gon' keep leaving.
Going on, y'all. Y'all want to make this video real quick about my return back to the States or whatever from Ethiopia. Had a good time, had a good trip. Man, it's like I think a 2-day. Let me see. Basically, a 2-day flight over to Ethiopia from here. Then return was about like same thing, day and a half, 2 days. To get back, what I'm saying, just the time of travel. First flight was like what? I think we flew 12 hours to Turkey. Then from Turkey went to Ethiopia. Then coming back, same thing. Flight from Ethiopia to Turkey. Then return flight to the States from the Turkey airport on Turkish Airlines. Actually, the flights were really good. You know what I'm saying? Actually, best flight I done ever had. You know what I'm saying? So that was like really cool. Flight wise, you know what I'm saying? I pretty much slept. I never slept on a plane like that, but I guess, so comfortable. I ended up sleeping on the plane the whole time. So that was, you know what I'm saying, just a good experience for me. Dealing with, like I said, airline, plane ride or whatever. Coming back was kind of like, I guess I had mixed feelings, just to be honest with you, coming back and getting back into the groove of thing, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying, going back to work, just seeing her, like going places and, doing different things that's pretty much, I guess unique or normal, you know what I'm saying, to the United States, being here, you know what I'm saying, that we didn't do in Ethiopia or whatever. And I guess it's probably something we actually take for granted too here, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing you kind of have to be aware of, you know what I'm saying? Like just for one thing, it's like what I noticed there was that there, like we used to see sports cars over here, right? A Corvette, you know what I'm saying, Mustang. Sometimes, you see one of the foreign, you know what I'm saying, cars, Ferrari, something like that, McLaren. You might see, Porsches, stuff like that, right? Don't see that in Ethiopia. Matter of fact, it's not. It wouldn't even make sense to even attempt to have a sports car like that over there, you know what I'm saying? Because of the roads, just certain areas you travel to, it's just the roads are not, you know what I'm saying? The car wouldn't be equipped to handle the roads, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of, most time, and I mentioned this in video, when they do construction, they tear up the whole road, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no where one side we'll close out or we'll, tear up and then have everybody going down the other side. They tear up both roads and fix both sides at the same time. So the road's going to be, you know what I'm saying, you can't get over that in no sports car, you know what I'm saying, with the roads being tore up like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was, different to see. And another thing, that was different to see compact cars. That's what they mainly have over there. Suzuki, Mitsubishi Mirage, but I did see some people have like Range Rovers, few Range Rovers, and the Mercedes Benz, like the not G-Wagon, but the GLS, I believe, like the truck, Mercedes Benz truck. I did see that as kind of like a nice, foreign vehicle or whatever, or a nice, upscale vehicle over there. But most of the cars are economy cars, small, compact cars, is, you drive and get around in easy, you know what I'm saying? So nothing is, like sports cars and all that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying, over there, it's not happening. And that's one of the things I think is unique to there. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gonna see just nothing. Also motorcycles. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of motorcycles in compact cars. You know what I'm saying? No, like foreign sports cars is just not happening. So I think, coming, like I said, coming back over here and just getting back, acclimated to over here, here and doing things over here, it's kind of like, it's something that I think sometimes we take for granted, but, to appreciate, but at the same time too, I think it was things to appreciate, in Ethiopia, you know what I'm saying? The fact that, people are living a more simple type life, you know what I'm saying, and enjoying it, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I did notice, instead of, how we do over here, man, we chasing money and chasing riches, chasing fame, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's just refreshing to see people just try to like live their everyday life and just, be comfortable with, just be happy. You know what I'm saying? So I do say that, like people, seem to be happy and, you know what I'm saying, just living their life, and, yeah, of course, we all want to be well off, you know what I'm saying, rich or whatever, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think it's just the level of materialism, what I didn't see that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course you have it in all courses, right? But I just didn't see that, you know what I'm saying, to a heightened scale, you know what I'm saying, when, just visiting over there. So, that was kind of, like I said, kind of good to see that and people not, you know what I'm saying, just not on that level. But, you do face certain challenges like, going out, as far as like if you're from the States going out at night, late at night, you know what I'm saying? They like, hey, it might not be safe, you know what I'm saying, to go out at night, you know what I'm saying? Because, people, see you and they know you're not from there. They may try you, you know what I'm saying? So, it ended up happening to me, you know what I'm saying? It kind of, Cat kind of bumped into me like he was, trying to see my reaction. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I hurried up and like let him know, bro, you know what I'm saying? You run into the wrong one, you know what I'm saying? I'm not for it, but, just experiencing that, that is something that is, one of the things you do have to be aware of as well, you know what I'm saying? There, it's kind of, like I said, dealing with that, particular, situation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, being, come here, they know you're not. It don't matter how you look, they know you're not, from there, you know what I'm saying? So, that was one experience that I can say that was, like I said, that was, that I had that I would say is unique to there or, that has to be, I guess, understood if you are traveling, you know what I'm saying, to Ethiopia or any other country, you know what I'm saying, that where they know, you know what I'm saying, you're not from there, you know what I'm saying, or they assume, you know what I'm saying, you from, United States, a country that, where you gonna have some money or, you might be doing, more well off or whatever than people, you know what I'm saying, that are, you know what I'm saying, native to that particular country, you know what I'm saying? So that's something just to be, you know what I'm saying, aware of, you know what I'm saying? Just something to be aware of. And that's wherever you go, whether you go to Ethiopia or, where anywhere else, you know what I'm saying? You do have to be aware of that. But, like I said, just coming back over here and getting back acclimated, to life in the States, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like I said I had mixed feelings. I was happy to get back, go to the gym, because I did say, like in another video, you don't have like gyms or it's not like I guess a common thing, you know what I'm saying? Like over here, pretty much gym is like lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of us, people go to the gym, trying to work out, you know what I'm saying? Some of us like myself too, go to the gym for therapy, we trying to, get it in, work out some frustration, and then stay healthy at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Because, with me, I think I done kind of made it a habit now. When I get frustrated about something, I know I'm going through it, I hit the gym and I take out my frustration out on the weight. That's kind of how I do it, you know what I'm saying? But, it's that's something that like I said, that's here in the States is coming to the United States, what I seen here, versus like country, like I said, Ethiopia or whatever. It's here's fitness is a lifestyle. I see it's gyms, like you're gonna have those chain gyms, but you're gonna also have the smaller gyms too, more of the personal gyms too, so here that's a common theme, versus there, but I think that's another thing I can say that I was happy, to get back, like I said, get back over here so I can go hit the gym, kind of get back in the groove, so that was cool. We coming, kind of like I said, coming back. And I can't really say I really miss nothing. I mean, being there versus here, I really didn't miss nothing. I feel like I actually was happy, being over there, seeing the things, seeing your monuments, different, historical statues and markers or whatever, there. What else was it? Food, and the food was really good. Like, they got a variety, different foods and, places to eat, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, man, cool. Like fine dining from your, hole in the wall or whatever to fine dining, we had went to, matter of fact, Marcus, restaurant, that was like on the 47th floor. What was that? That was hotel, I believe, Addis or whatever. But the 47th floor, Addis Marcus restaurant, like top notch, upscale restaurant, by brother Marcus. I believe he's like an Ethiopian chef, well known chef. So, the food, like I said, from hole in the wall to upscale, they got it all, coffee was like a common theme too. I believe it was Tomako, Time Coffee House. What else? They had a number of places over there. Ethiopian coffee. I think that's kind of like it's a custom, like a cultural, kind of like a custom over there to drink coffee, to have coffee. Matter of fact, we went to look like the coffee house or whatever. They served coffee and danishes or whatever. That was really good. Coffee has a very and you can taste it. It's different from here, like a very robust, taste, like very, very rich. Pure taste. In the coffee there. So that was one of the things I can say, versus here, it was different. Also, it's not a lot of preservatives, you can just taste it. And a lot of like here, you're gonna get a latte with, so much, sugar, cream, and different things in it. There's like, a small cup of coffee, and without all the additives and, sweeteners and stuff like that. And it's very good. You might just, put a little sugar in it or whatever. Of course you can get your lattes and stuff like that, but it's like, shoot, it's better really to drink it without all that, because you just taste the natural, like I said, that rich, robust flavor of the coffee. So that was one thing that was very enjoyable about being over there, versus here. I just think it's, and like you speaking on that, with the food, it was just, like I said, make you like, hey, I want a watermelon, or I want a papaya juice, drink, they gonna basically whip it up then, break down some watermelon, banana piece, of papaya piece, and literally blend it up and bring it out to you like that, So it wasn't a lot of words, just like, you drank a whole bunch of juices or whatever, or, beverages with a lot of preservatives, So, just coming over here, I think that was one of the things too I enjoyed about it. Like, here you're gonna get, just this is what it is, man. The food and beverage industry, man, they put a lot of chemicals and preservatives in our food. Matter of fact, Dr. Bobby Price mentioned that. He like, man, I mean, you really could, to be healthy, he like, man, stop eating packaged food. And he like, no food you eat basically should should have so much, basically where you down there got to be a chemist, or a scientist to understand the names and the scientifical, jargon or terms that are on, these labels, with our foods that's being packaged, packaged food that's being, sold to us over here, in the United States. So, that's just one of the things I think that, was really good, Just know the food ain't got a whole bunch of preservatives in it, the way it affect your body, Really feel like I was doing a whole bunch of eating, but wasn't gaining no weight. Of course, I'm a hard gainer though, anyway. So I don't really gain weight to eat. But it's like I wasn't, I feel like my body was still intact, definition and all that. I was eating, drinking some of everything too, So that's just one of the things I noticed, too, about the food, man. The food was just good food. Real food. Just taste it and know you getting, some good food. So that was, really cool about it. But in return over here, of course, I do sometimes go to different restaurants and stuff getting food, but I try to make a majority of my food, cooking or whatever, cooking my food. But I just know that it is, that's the difference, about, the food, compared to here. You'll just, end up, I don't know, I think just eating better, And, simple ingredients and whatever, no all, a whole bunch of preservatives and stuff like that. It just, you can taste it, So that was one of the things I did enjoy about being there, versus here. But I can say enjoying being in Texas, the weather has been better here as far as like there, it get cold at nighttime. It's like, man, I feel like I kind of got caught a little cold while I was over there, Cause like it get 40, 50s, and then drop down to the 40s at night. And then like when the sun come up or whatever, then it get back, kind of 70s or whatever, mid 70s, but at night, man, it dropped down, So here, of course, it do get cold here though. Winter season or whatever, but there, it was a little cooler during, the time I was there, versus here, coming back here, it was literally hot. Got off the plane, left there early in the morning, it was cool, got back here, and it was hot, and stepped off the plane, So, that climate, difference, it is a different, kind of, climate-wise, though, that's different. But, I think, it was a good experience, though, just going there and, I said, seeing something different, getting out of here, cause I just think about it, man, I don't even really travel like that, But I was like, man, if I'm going somewhere, I'm just gonna go ahead and go. I said, I want to go to Ethiopia, Cause I heard, we're red, and understand that they've never been colonized. So I want to go see it for myself, And I was like, okay, we got to go. But our other brothers, brothers and sisters, other places, like gain their independence or freedom, whatever. But I just know that, like I said, Ethiopia had never been colonized, and I just want to go check it out. Like, if I'm gonna go somewhere, I might well go there. I just want to see the people and see how it is, And I had a good experience. I feel like I had a good experience, Then coming back to the States, just kind of let me know too. I think what's important, because like I said, man, we over here, we chasing this money, man. I ain't gonna lie, like me. And I try not to be materialistic, but I know I am, Like I'm, I like, I want millions, I want billions, But, my billions, I want the billions, I want to help our people though, So trying to figure that out. I want to have money so I can do more to help our people, That's what I feel like I'm here for. I'm put here on this earth for, I want to have more so I can do more. That's just where I am with it, Because to me, it don't make sense for me to be a billionaire and then I ain't helping nobody. I just got to say, I'm the big dog and I'm rich now, Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to do. But I want to be able to help our people here and then across the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? That's my, one of my goals. The reason I want to have, things or whatever, then, when I leave here, you know what I'm saying? My loved ones be well off. Just what it is, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, well, now I don't feel, or I know each of us is what is, another thing. It's our responsibility. Like, man, set your family up so they can leave, they can live, better. You know what I'm saying? Your kids up to where, you set something up for them. You know what I'm saying? I do think it's our responsibility, though, to be able to leave our family, with something so they'll be better off, our children, whatever, even if it's your nieces and nephews, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, leave them with something, leave your family with something to where they can work with, to be better off, I don't think there's nothing wrong with, grind, go ahead and grind, so they don't have to, work so hard. They won't have to grind. Because if we was doing that, if all of us was thinking like that, just thinking how much better off we all would be, from being, our family member left us something, then we'll have more. And that's what I say, we'll have more so we can do more. Helping each other, helping our people, And if you don't want to help the people, at least you can help your family, your friends a little better, and that can set them up, to be able to just live a better life, live better lives, So, I just think about that. And, I definitely, am a proponent of that, to be able to have more so we can do more, I just think that's very important. So, but yeah, I just want to, like I said, get on here, talk about my trip, coming back, being back in the States and just, getting back to it or whatever. And, trying to, still, stay connected to our people over there. Got a brother that, like I said, we connected with over there. Need to holler at him, get back in touch with him. And just, just try to stay connected, But I also got a guy that I connected with. He works like in the Ethiopian Heritage Authority building over there near the National Museum of Ethiopia. I need to holler at that brother, stay connected with him too. Well, I was talking about actually trying to do something like business-wise with, with Ethiopia, I told him, man, he asked me what I was thinking. I was like, real estate, some type of industry, doing some type of, like I said, possibly Ethiopian coffee shops here. Since we have all these Starbucks over here, I'm like, man, I think Ethiopian coffee is better. From whatever coffee they're getting, I think Ethiopian coffee is better. And like I said, it is like a cultural norm, a cultural, kind of like a cultural phenomenon, that their coffee, the way they kind of do with, how they serve their coffee and everything, So they actually take a lot of pride in it, And I just think that, there could be something to literally, that could make some, happen, make some shake over here, like Dutch Brothers. Dutch Brothers came in the game and you just see them getting set up everywhere. They can have like I said, Ethiopian coffee shop, say the robust flavor of Ethiopia, You can have restaurants all over, You talk about the robustness of Ethiopian coffee, you could really, push that. I think it could really be something, over here. So I had mentioned that to the guy, the guy, I believe his name is Haile. He worked for the at the building in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian Heritage Authority, whatever building. So yeah, I really think that, that could be something, But I'm gonna just have to delve deeper into it and, put my mind together. And like I said, reach out to them brothers over there and see, what we can come up with. But I actually would like to eventually possibly do some real estate over there. Maybe get a few buildings or something like that, hotels or something like that. So I'm gonna, like I said, continue to do my work over here, take care of business over here, and then eventually, maybe, do some business over there. But I really would, like to do that. I think that's something that, I really think that's something that could be, be a benefit, to us, here and then, over there, So just think that we all should, be connected and stay connected, So, but yeah, I just want to get on here and say that. I'm just glad I was able to make that trip, coming back, mixed feelings, wishing that, I could, I be like, man, vacation life. I like to be on vacation, being able to have the leisure to do what I want to do, But my whole thing is like, I have mixed feelings when I come back. It's like back to the grind, But I want it to be like that all the time. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on getting to where I can be like that all the time. It's vacation every day. I ain't just, I got to wait till, 1 or 2 weeks out the year. And it's like, whenever I want to go on vacation, I can do that. That's really what I'm working toward. Retiring early, grinding now, then retiring the word, I can, like I said, I can really, get out there and, and make it happen, and be able to retire early and live my life, like I want to, So every day, be a vacation. If I want to go to Ethiopia one day, just, drop of a dime, I'm gone, So. But yeah, I just want to get on here and say that, man. I just think that it's very important. That's good, I think we should connect with our brothers and sisters, anywhere, wherever we go, Try to form some type of bond, You just never know what might come out of it, How it could spark, whatever, maybe it spark some business relationship, you spark a definite change, economic, put some money in your pocket, and, to be able to do some things, like that, financially, So, I would just say that, I always, think about that, and, and also, go on vacation, man, go where your brothers and sisters at, other places. Yeah, it's not all peaches and cream, Yeah, it's not all, everybody want to go to the pretty places and all that type of stuff, Cool, but just consider, connecting with your brothers and sisters, in other places, that's, with people that look like you, Because I think all of us, like I said, we all black people, and wherever we go, we're going to be treated as such. So I would say, and also, that's another thing too. And you think about it as well, when you do go to some other places, people that look like you put money in their pocket, instead of going somewhere, where people, may not even appreciate you being there. You putting money in that ecosystem or whatever, that economy, So consider that, because our brothers and sisters, they need help, over in those different places. They could use $1, especially us coming from over here, our, value of our money is more than most time other places, That's even the issue too, But I guess that's a subject, that has been, touched on in another video, because I can really, go on and on about that, But, yeah, I do think that we should, visit places, where our brothers and sisters, are, and maybe in certain places that may be less fortunate, money wise, and we can actually help, bless them, put money in their pocket, while they, helping us as well, maneuver through the country or wherever we may be on vacation, help us maneuver through the land or whatever, and, get to certain places that we're trying to go to, and visit, while we're there. So, just consider that. I think that's a, something that, man, that's a benefit that will help our people as well, just, put money in their pocket, helping their economy as well. Bonding with our people too, in different, bonding with our brothers and sisters in different places. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's always a benefit. And also would show that we love each other. You know what I'm saying? Not no hating. We know black people don't like, say black people don't like over here. We don't, get along with our brothers, African brothers and sisters, in Africa or whatever. And, our African brothers and sisters don't like us over here. So just help squash that too, man. Cause that's like an unnecessary, it's just an unnecessary thing. But yeah, that's something that we can actually do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, help put money in our brothers and sisters' pockets, man, over, overseas or whatever, like I said, just connecting with them. And, that's another thing to help, like I said, it would be in understanding each other and connecting with each other. We really could just get rid of that, man, that narrative that we don't like each other. We don't love each other. We hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think that's just a narrative that's pushed on us through social media also. In some cases, through certain people that may feel that way, and they try to make it seem like everybody feels like that. But that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, let's just, man, get rid of that, man. That whole narrative, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like we gonna always stay divided and can't accomplish nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I would say that, man. Let's like for real. Let's really try to connect with our brothers and sisters, man. In the diaspora, let's all connect with each other. You know what I'm saying? Just try to, be one. You know what I'm saying? One people. Because I just think that's just what it's gonna be. That's just what it's gonna have to be. You know what I'm saying? We can't we are, being separated people is no power there. You know what I'm saying? We know that, I think we are, the situation we're in is because we're so scattered and divided. You know what I'm saying? And don't realize that we're really one people. And I think that's what hurts us the most. You had a divisiveness and division that is going on amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? And I know, it sounds like, ideological or whatever, idealistic, but we just have to understand that, regardless of the fact, that it's reality that some of our people don't like, our brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, on the continent, and then vice versa, you know what I'm saying. But I think that we have to understand that it's no way that we could ever get better or do better if we continue to be divided, you know what I'm saying, against each other. Our brothers and sisters over here, same thing, you know what I'm saying. We divided, we can't get nowhere, you know what I'm saying. But just being unified, you know what I'm saying, just that's the way you really can wield some type of power, man, and then have a you really could, it just, you can have power like that, you know what I'm saying, because just being divided, no matter where we at, you're just not gonna have no power, you know what I'm saying. People be over here complaining about Trump and different things, not being able to get anything done, everything being dismantled like DEI, stuff like that. It's because we don't have no political power, you know what I'm saying. But say, for instance, all the black people over here, we're united as one, and then you have people in other countries standing behind us. It's like, not only we have political power over here, you know what I'm saying, we can kind of, diversify our power because we have other people supporting us and standing behind us to get certain things done over here, you know what I'm saying, politically, you know what I'm saying, economically. I mean, just all different type of ways, you know what I mean, sociologically, I mean, even with forming, getting, certain financial things done, that will impact the community, you know what I'm saying? Just even being together on that level, you can combine resources, you know what I'm saying? So, we really had a blueprint, and you have a lot of people that have written blueprints. Matter of fact, Dr. Claude Ellison, it's just so many people, you know what I'm saying, that have written blueprints, for our people to do, do better in willpower. It's just that we just have not done it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would say, us all bonding together and understanding that we are all one people, you know what I'm saying? We can willpower. So that's just one of the things I said I observed, with going to Ethiopia and, seeing the different, things, over there. And like I said, the uniqueness about certain things over there, that are, unique to Ethiopia versus things over here, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, what I will say is all of us, man, if you thinking about going somewhere, don't be afraid to go where your brothers and sisters at, wherever it may be, in the diaspora, you know what I'm saying? Jamaica, Ethiopia, if you're going to visit, but there are some places too, like, in London, I heard, London has a substantial, population of brothers and sisters that are, of Africa. I would say, we can really have a significant, power if we came together, you know what I'm saying? Getting with our brothers and sisters in different countries, visiting, and just being together is one. Because like I said, it's been, we got the blueprint. We have the blueprint to be able to actually change, our situation wherever we are, you know what I'm saying, if we were unified, you know what I'm saying, we actually were unified together and stood together as one people, no matter where we are, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, the blueprints has been written, number of people, like I said, Dr. Claude Anderson, he laid out the blueprint for us over here. You know what I'm saying, I think the brother Chancellor Williams, he laid out a blueprint, about, you know what I'm saying, how we could unite, you know what I'm saying, as one people. I mean, Dr. John Henry Clark, has written so many books, see my cousin, you know what I'm saying, Tony Browder, you know what I'm saying, he's written books and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. But I would say, like I said, my observation is that to be able to connect with each other and to be able to understand that and have a I just think a better connection with each other. It's like you going on vacation somewhere, man. Think about visiting your brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, maybe in Africa, Jamaica, you know what I'm saying, maybe Brazil, I don't know. Even Brazil, I believe Brazil has a matter of fact, more people of African descent than in here in the United States. Matter of fact, we have 30 million, you know what I'm saying, people, African American, we consider ourselves African American, or people of African descent here, black people here. They have like 65 million or over 65 million plus in, South America, in Brazil, from what I understand, you know what I'm saying? Well, not just Brazil, but in South America. I know it's other areas, you know what I'm saying, besides just Brazil, but, heavy population of African descent, people of African descent there in South America. So, think about that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard, it'd be hard for us to kind of just get an understanding and really want to, have that inclination to be able to connect with our people, because like I said, you got people that they feel some type of way. Like, you from America, you better, you think you this, or you think you that, or you're brainwashed or whitewashed, or you're not one of us, you know what I'm saying? But we, like I said, there's some people, there's not all of us, that feel like that. You know what I'm saying? That's vice versa. Some of my people feel like that over here. That's not everybody feel like that. You know what I'm saying? But just know that, like, we're still, one people, man. And I think we can connect with each other and see each other as one people. You know what I'm saying? That'll just make it so much better for us. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being, where we just being divided. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's what we need to do. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, some of my people just not gonna do it, not agree with it. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's them. You gotta leave that to them. But for those of us that want to see us together and be able to, like I said, wield that power and have some type of, like I said, political power to be able to, move certain things and do certain things, getting certain things done, just sociological, sociological, economical, just, even institutional power, being able to have certain institutions that could do certain things, for us as a people. Like we have to be united, It's no way around it. I think that's a blueprint for uniting each other, uniting our people, is to you want to go on vacation, somewhere with the brothers and sisters that look like you, instead of dropping your money off somewhere else, where, you might not even be appreciated, So, that would be my blueprint, my thoughts of a blueprint to what I said that can unite us. Connect with your brothers and sisters wherever it may be in the diaspora, and try to stay connected with them. You never know, you might meet a friend. Matter of fact, my homeboy, he say his mama told him, he run the streets, all youngsters and stuff, like we all, of course, I was one of the youngsters, run the streets being wild, carrying guns and all that type of stuff. So his mama told him, son, instead you having to carry a gun everywhere you go because you worried about somebody doing something to you, because every time you turn around, you got to look over your shoulder or whatever, you're afraid that somebody's going to be after you or trying to do something to you. What if you turn over your shoulder and you look and you had a friend? Well, every time you turn, you looked over your shoulder, it was a friend. You see what I'm saying? So that I would say that, well, let's get to that level to where, instead of us, fighting amongst each other and thinking about our brothers and sisters somewhere else, like they don't like us, or they not with us, or they don't, we can't bump them. What if we could look to our brothers and sisters in diaspora, in other countries? Oh, we look over our shoulder and we saw a friend, We had a friend over there in those other countries, those other places that we want to go to, and stay connected with them, and build and develop with them, build that relationship, and we all stay connected, Because if I know somebody's like, they, I might know somebody, know somebody, and connect them with, the person I know, and it just continues, it's like a domino effect, So more of us connected, man, the more power we'll have, and the better our situation will be across the diaspora. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out here. Just want to get on here and say that, man, about my trip, being back over here in, in the States or whatever, And, glad to be back. But, like I said, I enjoyed myself, in Ethiopia, and, end up going back soon, but I'm gonna, of course, visit, other places too, I just thought about, going to, visit my brothers and sisters in, different places, No, I'm gonna definitely go back to Jamaica though, I feel like that's my second home. Love some Jamaica, But anyway, I'm gonna get off her, Hope everybody out there doing well, Living life, doing great, being happy, whatever, full of love. I said, I'm gonna get up out here to the next one, y'all. Love y'all. All right, y'all.
Fuck it, go ahead and blow off the dough. Step through the maze, man, and became amazing. About to rewrite history and change a page in a crooked book that never told us the true story. Like how we were kings and queens before the slave story, before the killing, stealing, and drug dealing. On some real shit, we ran the world.